Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Well, I'm here first in line before any of you. I guess that's how it works, isn't it? I'm here first. So if you guys are here, which I don't see anybody here, let me know if you can hear me well. And the sound is okay, resolution is okay. And who do we have? We have Aman here, first up. Hello, Aman. Philo. Philo 0525 says hello here from Los Angeles. Male 34. Males 34. How many are you? Is it a watch party? So Aman is 20 from India. Thank you for that. And Philos is loud and clear. Thank you. If the quality of the sound goes berserk a little bit, because I wonder really, I don't know why, but I've got like one of the best microphones in the world, I think. But sometimes when I'm rehearing it, it seems like it's not connected, or it's the laptop's mic, or there's some distortions, which I try to cut them off. But anyhow, so let me know if there's any statics in there. Uh, Aman says, do you used to like Mamas and Papas? Yeah, I remember band. I don't know if you heard of the. Yeah, of course we did. It was my time, Mamas and Papas. They didn't last too long, I don't think. They had a few good ones, and yeah, I remember. But I don't exactly remember what was one of their songs, but I do, of course, remember we used to. They had a few good ones, and we used to listen to them along with many other at the time, Mamas and Papas. Then there was a band called The Who and The Doors. That's way back when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11. The Doors, and then The Who. And of course, then they came along lots of, course, Beatles were just the cream of the crop for us at the time. So, what's up, guys? What's new with you guys? Hope you guys been sorting things out and living your lives in the atmosphere that we are having these days around the world. Wishing you all well. So let's see what we have to discuss today. We don't seem to have that many people on yet. Aman says, "Was you? You mean were you? Were you a hippie, Mehran, in '70s?" No, I was never a hippie. No, not at all. I was not into granola girls or hippie lifestyle, but we could see them around. I did have long hair at one point up to here, but that wasn't just hippie because it was the in thing to have a little longer hair, just up to here, nothing too, you know, tight or anything. No, but it was just long hair, and it was at the time for boys, it was like an in thing, cool thing, a little bit not longer than what you see today, not as long as what you see today, just a little bit longer than the normal that how it was. So we come from the era that it was all military cut and all that. So the back was all so at the time when I was in university, it was like a little bit longer. So I think I had it here. I have a picture in one of my pictures that none of them are here. In fact, in one of the horse shows, equestrians that I created the equestrian team for my university. They never had one. So I created it for them, and we all went to a competition. In one of the pictures, I can see that when I have my helmet on, my hair, being long at the time, it's sticking out of it. So, yeah, that was the time. Uh, and Tommy C is here. Says, "Hi, Meran. You look well. I'm 39, male, UK. Thank you very much. And I'm thanking. I'm counting my stars to look well. I appreciate that. I I expect that. Before I die, I want to look well until that happens, which God knows. Okay. And yesteryears, here's a Sir Meron. Glad to see you live. Me too. I every morning I say I'm glad to see myself live, so, alive. So and let me tell me about you. Says EM Bangkok. What is EM? We talked briefly on the IG. Did we? So let me know your age, gender. Were you tuning in from Bangkok yesteryear? Uh, so what is an EM for? And I don't recognize yesteryear. Or maybe there was a Instagram. You had a question of something, yeah? And what about your age? And I can't see the picture. I think you're a lady. That's the thumbnail is so small. It says my name is Mildly, 30, female. We talked once in March 2020. Ooh, and I have been your fan since 2000. Oh my goodness, I'm touched. I appreciate it. Wow, lovely to share that with us. Thank you very much for sharing that, and thank you for supporting the channel, being watching the videos since 2017 and March 2020. We talked in March 2020 on Instagram. Well, I gotta look it up and see where it was. Is it yesteryear? Let's see. Let's see if I can find it here while we're waiting for anybody else to say hello. So, how do we find somebody here? Okay, I guess I go to home and I go to where? Chats? Yeah. Mhm. And then I go to yesteryear. So I should see it. Ah, yesteryear. There are a bunch of yesteryears here. There's one, it's just yesteryear. There's no conversation. It says 17 followers, 4 posted. That's you. Oh, there it is. You just came on, but then disappear. I don't know how to work these things. That's my problem. No wonder I don't get so many followers. I don't know how to work these things so well. Maybe somebody should become my social media expert and expand these things. I want someone who knows really well. So yesteryear, well, okay, fair enough. I don't know. I don't see any conversation. Maybe I just don't know how to get in there. Probably not. Hmm. How do we get in there? Anyhow, I guess I can do that later. Oh, there's nobody here. It says I shoot you a message on Instagram. Mine said, yeah, you just did, and it came on and showed me, but then I can't see it here. Why is it? Why can I see it here? Let's see. Oh, maybe it's a different. Maybe I have two accounts. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there's one here. Okay, yeah, I'm on the right one now. There it is. Okay, thank you. I see it now. Ah, Uh-huh. I see now. I remember what we said. Mm-hmm. Thailand. Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. So now I'm up to date. So let's get back to today's program. And yesterday, I mean, I just sent you a message. Yes, yes, I saw it. And we have Savita Salunke. Salunk says, hi, Savita from India, age 40. This is second time I have joined your live chat. Thank you for being here, Savita. Welcome. Always love to have wonderful people from around the world join us and make it that much more enjoyable, this chat. Benjamin Lee's here, says, aloha. Oh, aloha, Benjamin. Are you in Hawaii? Says, aloha, Sir Mehran. It's been a while. Any plans to visit? Oh, I'm aching. I'm in pain not to see my adopted hometown. I haven't been able to go to Hawaii because of all these nonsense that is going on. They want to do this and they want you to do that and they want you to do this or that and flip over a few times before they allow you to go anywhere. And I'm not about to take that thing into my system. I just don't like to. Whoever does it, good for them. Whoever doesn't, good for them. We're all human. We all make our choices, and that's all good. We all should unite together against taking our freedoms away and not turn against each other just because they're promoting it to create that kind of an atmosphere. But nevertheless, it has caused me not be able to see my beloved adopted uh, home, Hawaii. I love Hawaii. I love Hawaii, and I think it's the best place on earth for me. And he says it's been a while. Any plans to visit Hawaii again soon? Have you gone traveling recently? No, I haven't gone anywhere since last time that I was in Hawaii in 2019 in Maui, and I miss it. I miss it, but I'm not giving in. I will never trade my freedom of choice and liberties for a pint of beer or going to a bar or going to on a plane or travel or whatever. Nobody has the right to take that away from us. We are free. We don't have to be dominated by any government to tell us what we should or should not know as far as it has to do with our bodies. So, having said that, that as political as we can get here, who knows? Maybe they'll just cut us off because we said something. Anyhow, and we have user 22 says, hello, Meron. Hello, dear. Says, I'm back together with that girlfriend. We are happy. Excellent. I don't remember the story, but as long as you're happy, that's perfect. Yesteryear says, haha, it's okay. You can check later. I don't want to rob your time with the rest of your followers here. It's no problems. Matthew says, hello, Marin. Hello, Matthew. I think you had a message sent to me last night, was it? Or this morning? I responded. I hope you got it. I don't remember the message, but I remember the name Matthew. Tommy C says, "Rolling Down the Old Maui" by Stan Rogers. A great sea shanty song. Do you know it? No, I don't, but I will check it out. Rolling Down to Old Maui. Yeah, I'll check it out, see what it is. Thomas Euleland says, "Does porn cause HOCD or can it make it worse?" Yeah, it's not a good idea to watch porn. You know, when you are going dealing with HOCD, because what are you doing that for? Just don't. It's just the brain, when it goes into the glitch of malfunctioning, it picks up anything that comes to attention, anything that this seeps through your consciousness, whatever is happening in the world, news or advertisements or whatever that is discussed or exists, it happens to come to the attention of the consciousness. Then brain picks that up when it's going through, especially when it's going through the glitch of the malfunctioning of the signaling system, and it makes thoughts as it always makes thoughts during the day, 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. But this time, since caudate nucleus is not functioning properly to shut down what's irrelevant to you and your inclination and your lifestyle, so it doesn't do its job properly, then these thoughts that are constantly being created, but they're being shut down according to each person's values and inclinations automatically, when it doesn't shut down, then it hovers there. So when it hovers there, then you start thinking, oh, maybe it means something. Maybe that's something's changing me. No, it's just a malfunction that it's not getting rid of a thought or a image that was on the screen, which it is there for everybody in the world, but it just gets removed and deleted because the system realizes it's irrelevant to this person, to his lifestyle or her lifestyle. So it moves it out of the screen. But when it doesn't do that automatically, and you start being bamboozled thinking, oh, it must mean something. No, it just means you're going through a glitch of malfunction of the signaling system. If you read Dr. Schwartz's book, Brain Lock, and understand the neuroscience of habits and understand how the um, intricate parts of the brain work and how supposed to work, and when they don't work, what happens, then you understand OCD and HOCD and all the other subsets of OCDs, pedophile OCD, harm OCD, responsibility OCD, all the other subsets, and it becomes apparent to you that it's got nothing to do with you. It's irrelevant. Nothing about your gender, nothing about your inclination, nothing about touching the light switch 50 million times so your parents won't get hurt, or all these thoughts. All of them, you'll understand they're just the malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. And you should not then introduce more stuff that the brain can pick up and make thoughts that are unsuitable to your lifestyle or your values. So I don't suggest it. Um, Perhaps you can switch it to, um, you know, um, some other activities or some other things that can. You can replace it with solo, woman's solo uh, activities. Activities. Yeah, well, so that would be helping the rewiring of the brain to it's where it's what is normal for you. And Aishwari Aishwari Bajpai says she left and came back and left for a year. Ashwari, you need to let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from. I don't know who you're talking about. You're telling me the story from the middle of it rather than the beginning of it. Obviously, that means you were in a relationship. She left, came back, and left again for a year. So, okay. um, Terminator versus me says, "Did you ever go through HOCD?" Yes, of course I did. I went through all kind of OCDs, all kinds, all walking over the seams of blocks of pavement, going up and down the uh, curb, and counting the things and whatever is passing. Trees, if I'm in a bus or driving, or some, in some car driving, touching the light switch 50 million times, making noises like, since childhood, I dealt with all kinds. And then also, I had an experience with HOCD. But the thing is, with me, it was uh, because I'm old school, like, uh, deal with things differently. To me, it was like, what is this? It wasn't like, oh, I might be this. It was like, what is this? It was like a, what the hell? So I tried to, strong arm it away, and and but what changed it much quicker than the brute force of it uh, was knowledge. As soon as I started learning about it, and the mentality that was simply, I am this, that's never gonna, um, no other lifestyle is interesting to me or accepted to me. I'm this, and I just say, what are these statics? So that was my reaction to it, rather than uh, believing anything that this actually could be any modification to what I've always been. It was like, what the hell is this? But once I started educating myself about the whole science of it and the psychological shortcomings of malfunctioning of the signaling system, and understanding all these relation the components of the brain, then suddenly it was, woo, cleared more and more and more and more. So educate yourself and understand that, and it's nothing more than a problem of the brain. It's not your problem. Nothing is changing in you. The brain is going through a malfunction, and you got to help it. Like, you're the boss, you're the teacher. Help it to rewire it, so to fix it. You can fix what is broken. So, like any other part of us, liver, kidney, our knees, anything that gets injured, you bring it back to health by learning how to take care of it, how to help it back to health. But when the brain goes into a glitch, suddenly you think, oh, that's different than a malfunction. No, it is also getting hurt or injured or malfunctioning, and needs to be nursed back to health by learning how to help it to be rewired to its original programming. It's like a static that interferes with its natural way of behaving. So you help it back to health. Don't freak out to think, oh, brain is me. I'm the brain. So whatever brain says I am. No, brain can also, like your intestine, go crazy and get diarrhea. You don't give up on your intestine. Oh, I have diarrhea. Oh, I've always had diarrhea. That means I'm diarrhea. Diarrhea is my nature. No, there's something wrong there. So you fix it. Brain also gets diarrhea. So you got to help it and then bring it back to health. That's it. And we've got ample number of videos on this channel. I don't know, maybe 300 videos on OCD and HOCD, and with the links of psychotherapists and psychologists well known in the world, such as Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Weiner, Dr. Schwartz, and all the other um, explanations and presentations that I've done to explain how this thing works scientifically and philosophically. And there is a very, very good video that took a while to do it, and it's very informative. It's based on Dr. Egnar's presentation on experiences Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield from Montreal, Dr. Spear from United States, and Dr. Owens. And these are neurosurgeons and neuroscience, and Dr. Libet did. And these are brilliant neurosurgeons and neuroscientists and scholars and researchers that they have done Nobel Prize echelon studies on the matter and help us to learn more about the idea and the fact that we are not the brain. We are beyond the brain. There are aspects of mind and us that the brain cannot reach. So don't get confused that what brain thinks is you. No, brain is an apparatus, and it also gets fucked up, messed up, and then you got to help it back to health. People around the world have more mental issues and the sicknesses than we have physical issues. But physical issues, you see it, but mental issues, most people don't even know that the other person has it, so they can't really be aware of all its all its effects and so on. So they're oblivious to it. So it slips your mind that uh, brain is got lots more issues than body has. So if you really educate yourself, then you'll all be good. Just give me a second to take care of this message that is coming through. So I'll just okay. Sorry about that, guys. Where am I? There you are. So we have. Let's see, where were we? All right, sorry about that, guys. So we have now. Um, all right, why am I not catching this? Okay, Savita says, "Hi, I have a question. I was in 7 year relationship, 7 years relationship. It was a painful breakup. Blocked him since 3 months and trying to divert mind. Recently tried to contact, wish on my birthday. I did not let him. My question is, how long will it take to feel less hurt, less pain? I was really invested in that relationship, and he too, but he was not leading anywhere. He was not leading anywhere, and was frustrating experience for me. Savita, I would need a little bit more information on that because I don't know why it didn't work out. Why, if you mean it wasn't leading anywhere, meaning that the guy didn't want to marry you and you wanted to get married. So was he not employed? Did he have money problem? What was his concerns? Who broke up? You broke it up. He broke it up. What happened? Um, Painful breakup. What happened? I have no idea of those. So I wonder if you are somewhere in the right time zone that you can go on my site, mind@6truth.com, make an appointment on Skype, and then we'll explore it together. And as usual, for any new clients who makes an appointment for an hour, I will throw in another hour. So we'll have 2 hours, ample time to get to know each other and explore the issues, what's concerning you one on one on Skype. But this would be not really possible or accurate or helpful if I just read something that has got a lot more information necessary there to open the file for me, and then we can together explore it. And Savita says this is the first time we have not talked for 3 months in 7 years. I miss him, but I am not willing to hurt myself more by being in this relationship. I'm better alone than being alone in a relationship. Yeah, you see, all these things are important information. Like you want to know what the hell was he doing, and what was the kind of relationship, what was the shortcomings, what was the lifestyles or the habits, what was the things that were missing, and I have known none of that, and it wouldn't be the right place for it here because it would probably take another hour or two to discuss it through. So it needs a dedicated appointment. For short things that we can talk about quickly, I can do that. This is what the live stream is got good for. So, Savita, I don't know if you're in a position to be able to do that or not, but that would be the best way to handle it because live stream is just for a little bit of a hints here and there. Says, I have no ill feelings for him. I'm choosing my peace, how to keep him at distance without losing my sanity. I've blocked him completely. I do miss him, although, yeah, naturally you will miss anyone that you have been used to seeing them and be active in some aspects of life, whether it's social activity, academic activity, or romantic activity. Either way, you're going to be missing that person that you've been creating a certain kind of a routine, and it has been enhancing the order of your life, whether it's a academic work, whether it's a project at your job, you're in a team, and constantly every day for a long time you're working on some project together. Well, when you stop it, it wasn't a romantic relationship, but you're going to miss that person. You're going to miss the activity. You're going to miss that what had shaped to be part of the routine of your day. Now, if it happens to be a social activity, sports activity, partners, or romantic activities, it has its own configurations and its own challenges when you stop seeing each other, especially romantic activities. So, in this case, you were with somebody for 7 years. There were certain activities that you've been engaged in individually or together for 7 years. That's called mechanical processes. All these mechanical processes shapes the routine of your day, and this routine of your day shapes the order of your life. And this order is where the mind finds security and relaxes. Because mind is not like the body being a physical form to need a physical space to relax or to feel safe and secure. Mind finds its security in occupation, in order of life, in things that you're busy with, in calculation, contemplation, busyness, occupation. That's why mind is actually a very scared place for itself. That's why it constantly thinks about something. It's like it's like when we whistle in the dark, we are afraid of the dark, so we're creating noise to kind of take our attentions away from the dark and bring it to something that is feeling safe. And we're creating that by our own noise, whistling, creating an atmosphere that we are not really in it, but we are creating a fictional atmosphere to feel safe because we don't feel safe in dark. So same thing here. When the mind is not feeling safe because it can't feel safe in physicality, using physicality, like I'm here in my apartment, door is locked, I'm in a nice part of town, so my body feels safe because everything is here and no threat, physical threat. But my mind, even though I'm in a safe physical environment, my mind goes everywhere, travels to this country, that country, past, forward, future, another planet, and in a second is at the moon, and then it comes back before I know it is to the Mars. So the mind is agile. I can't hold it. So what keeps and gives it security is what is occupied with. It holds it from going all over the places because it has no place. It's constantly every place. Well, when it starts thinking about something, and that's why OCD and HOCD and other subsets of OCD get a chance, because when there's a glitch, the mind is trying to be occupied to feel safe, but it starts being occupied by wrong topics to its lifestyle, and then gets stuck there because it's trying to create security for itself. So you need to teach it to find security on other things that are available. Now, getting back to what we were talking about, so your mind is constantly going to be missing the order that you have been creating in that relationship, and that's why you miss the person. Necessarily, you're not missing the person, you're missing the order in which your mind was finding safety and security. The occupation that was created for the mind was by being engaged in the mechanical processes that you were doing in the day, which was creating a routine, which was creating an order of life for you. So that's pretty much part of you missing that person. So missing a person is normal. It's not a sign of, oh, that was the right person for me. Anyhow, you can see when I start talking, it, it goes way beyond a live stream. But however, this is what we're here. So we try to do as much as we can. But otherwise, you guys can go and make an appointment. And Savita says, how to contact you on Skype through appointment. Well, here it is, my address. That's the site address, mind@seekstruth.com. You go here and click on the Skype tour link, or if that doesn't work, there's another button says consultation, or there's another choice up there on the banner says consultation. You click on that and it guides you through. All right. And Doosty says, hello, Meran. Doosty21, male, Netherlands. Hello, Doosty. You haven't been here for a while, have you? Says, I like to watch football games and to analyze them. I can never focus because I'm too scared that I won't get anything from the game. That makes me so sad. What do you mean? You're watching the game for your entertainment and you can't focus while you're watching the game because you're too scared that you won't get anything from the game. What does that mean? What did you expect to get from the game? Let me fix our image into the cup so when I drink it, you guys can get to see a little view. Let's see. There we go. So, Aishwari says, hi, I'm Aishwari. I'm 22 and I've been going through this phase where I have just placed my ex on a pedestal. Aha. Oh, you're talking to Sativa, are you? Huh? Okay. Okay, Sativa, I got your message. Yeah, sure. I'll look for it. Um, who else is next? It's hard to find out who was next because we get. Dosi says, is it normal you focus and concentration loses because of anxiety? Concentration on what? On watching the game? You need to be a little bit more elaborate. what is the experience that you're having when you're watching the game? You say you're watching the game and you're analyzing it, but then you say that I can never focus because I'm too scared that I won't get anything from the game. What do you expect to get from the game? I thought you say you're watching it and analyzing it, that you like watching football. So I don't get it. Is it normal to focus? Is it normal you focus and concentrate? Is it normal you focus and concentration loses because of anxiety? Yeah, it's you're watching a game. You can't be focusing on analyzing the game when you're actually watching the game. It's first watch the game, enjoy it, then analyze it on the rerun because you've already watched the game. So your focus is on analyzation, not on what's happening with the ball, what's happening with the game, who's doing what, because that interest and excitement is taking you away from your secondary purpose, which is analyze the game. You like the game, so you want to watch the game. So you're interrupting the watching the game, the enjoyment of watching the game, because you want to analyze the game. And then you say, why am I not focused on watching the game? Because you're trying to analyze the game, and the watching the game is interfering with analyzing the game. It's natural. It's like saying, I don't know, I'm having sandwich, and there's a beautiful girl in bikini and high heels by the pool, and I can't focus on my food. Naturally, that's more interesting. I mean, you got to be reasonable. You're distracting yourself with something more interesting, and then you say, "Why am I not able to do what it is I want to do? I'm trying to do math, but there's that girl walking away, and it's so beautiful. So why naturally you're not going to be able to focus on the math because it's not that that interesting compared to what else is going on around you. So you got to put yourself in an environment that helps you to focus. In other words, you want to analyze the game. Well, first watch the game, enjoy it naturally without analyzing it, and then once it's done, then watch the rerun and analyze. That's what I can get from your discussion here. Benjamin Lee says, I have a question. So my ex was very self-centered and selfish. I know it. All our friends knew it. Know it. It's over and I'm over it for the most part. It has been 2.5 years since I've last seen her. My goodness, 2.5 years. What the hell you're doing talking about it still? So why is it I can't help but feel sad when I found out she recently moved halfway across the world? Because you should have moved earlier than she did and create a new life and new story for yourself, but you're still living in the same story that it was in the past. And you say, I'm away from it, but distance wise, you are, but mentally, you're still in your memory. You need to come into the present moment, create new friends and know new, social behavior and things that you like to be involved in, new friends and new activities, and create a new routine, new mechanical processes, new things during the day, which creates a new routine, which creates a new order. And in that order, your mind finds security and its involvement with life in the present moment. So no longer you will find necessity to go into your memory to bring security for your mind, because the mind finds security in order of things. And right now, it's been 2.5 years, you haven't created a new order. So the mind still goes into the memory, because in the memory, there's a recording of how the order of your life was when you guys were together. And while you're in there and the mind feels safe and secure because it's roaming around the memory, and the order, how it used to be, creates a virtual world of security for itself, it also sees her. So it's like constantly you're in contact with her, even though you're physically broken off, because your mind doesn't understand the difference between virtuality and actuality. So while it's in the memory, trying to feel good about itself and share the routine and the order of life, it also keeps getting reaffirmed or getting reused to being in contact with your ex, because your ex is also part of that memory that the mind is trying to find security in that order. It's part of the whole scenario. So you're being re-encouraged, or your relationship with her, although physically separate, is being reinforced while you're constantly going in there for the order, but you get the side benefit of it or side disaster of it, that you think you're still connected to her. You're conditioning yourself to still be with her while you're not with her. So come to present moment, create new stories, create new activities, create new things that you like to do, accomplish new things, learn new things, new lifestyle as far as nitty gritties and the mechanical processes, things that you're interested, new sports, new, I don't know, you go to gym, new things you want to learn academically, your job or business. These whole thing will create that new order. Then your mind will not go to the memory to find the order and security. It'll stay in the present moment. And in the present moment, she's not there. So you won't be reinforced in liking her, being with her, missing her, and all that. You just forget. All right. Terminator versus me says, I have big goals and dreams for my future, and it just doesn't let me be myself. But when you say accept your thoughts, you mean to accept that it's a thought, or accept that it's going to, that what's going in the, no, just accept that it's a thought. Accept that this thought can be made. Accept that thoughts can come and go. Accept that thoughts can be created. That's what brain does. Not accept what the thought says. Accept that the fact that thoughts can survive, can be. Let them be. They can exist. Like so many other people in the world, with so many different tastes and interests, with so many different lifestyles, they're existing in life. They're existing in the world. So what does it have to do with you? Nothing. Everybody does their own thing, and you choose your own thing. So allow everything to exist. So I don't have to fight with anything. Okay, they can exist, but I'm not interested in this sport or in that food or in that activity or in that lifestyle or that orientation. I'm interested in what it is that is suitable to me. So everything else exists too. Okay, we all exist. Same thing with thoughts. Thoughts show up. It doesn't mean that, oh, because the thought shows up now, it is telling me that I'm not what I've always been or want to be and prefer to be and love to be, but I am what the thought suggests. No, none of that shit. Just means brain makes thoughts. And this is one of the thoughts that is made, and it can make it. And you're the boss. You simply ignore what is not concerning you, what is not relevant to you, what is not interesting to you, and you go about choosing the next thing. Like you go to a bazaar, there's so many different little stores there. Not just because everything is there doesn't mean you're interested in buying them or you're interested in them. You're there. It's none of your business. It's got nothing to do with you. You pass by the stores that you don't like, and you pass by the stores that don't want to do business with them. You don't want to buy anything from them. So you go until you find the stores that you're interested in and you do business with them. It doesn't mean just because lots of things are available in bazaar, you have interest in every one of them. No, but they're there. So you pass by the ones that you're not interested. Thoughts show up, you ignore the ones you're not interested. They show up. Okay, they show up. That's what life is all about. Brain makes thoughts. Bazaar has lots of stores. Lots of different people with different lifestyle and different interests are there. Okay, so what? I gravitate toward the group that I'm interested to mingle with. Like if you're a sportsman and you go to a sports convention, if you're a tennis player, you naturally gravitate toward the tennis group. But there are other groups and other activities and other sports athletes that are there. But you ignore most of them and you go to the I don't know, the equestrian show, or the football people, or the golf people, or whatever it is that you are interested in. But the rest of them, it doesn't concern you. Same thing with bazaar, same thing with stores, same thing with people and their choices, and same thing with the thoughts. They can show up. So what? I'm the one who chooses. So I don't choose this. I just keep going. I ignore the thought. If it's obnoxious, keeps showing up, I keep ignoring it. I don't have to fight with it. Okay. But I accept that the thought can come and go. Okay, fine. What does it to do with me? It has no power. I have all the power because I have the power to veto and choose. Vetoes and choices are my power, not the brain. Brain cannot choose. In the it can suggest, but it cannot make you choose it or turn it into any activity. You are the only one who can give life or take life away from any thought to ever have a chance to become into action or activity. Our actuality. There is a video that I made, which I really highly recommend. I always recommend it, and I don't know how many of you really listen to it or not, but it is it's a very um, good video, informative, and I mentioned to you that I highly recommend it. So you guys go on, take a look at this one when you get a chance. All right. That's the video that it's a long video, but it's very informative. I highly recommend it. You will get to know a lot about relationship between brain and you, the separation between you, brain, and thoughts, and understand that you're not the brain. Brain is not you, and there are aspects of you and the mind that the brain cannot even reach. It's beyond its pay grade. So you have to understand that, so you will know that brain is not you, and what it says, nonsense. You're the boss, not the brain. So watch that and hope that you'll enjoy it. All right. Um, and we have Thea Leah says, oh, before that we have Arlo Court says, good afternoon, Meran from North Vancouver. Oh, too close to home. It's just a stone throw away from me. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So we have a real local caller, Arlo. All right. I know it's a screen name, but anyhow. Shashank MB says she always cheats on me and calls me the next day acting like she never did anything, and she acts very nice. So grow a pair and let her go. If, otherwise, shut up and take it and enjoy enjoy your. First of all, you guys, you're forgetting the protocol. Gender, age, where you tuning from. I gotta know how old you are. You can't just throw in a question. I got to know a little bit about you. Who are you? What's your gender? Are you, where you from? Where you, that gives me a little bit cultural background. And your gender, of course, helps me to know, how appropriately I address you and talk about it. And then age, I want to know how old you are. Let me know. All right. And Terminator versus me says, how much over 10 does meditation help to beat HOCD? I don't understand. How much over 10 does meditation help to beat? What does over 10 means? 10 minutes? Meditation is good for lots of things, including OCDs and substance abuse, because meditation increases the GABA neurotransmitters about 38%, and then growth hormones increases, the serotonin and dopamine, and all these are increased and reduces the cortisol by 50%. So meditation is an elixir of life. And Thea Leah says, "Hi, Meran. I'm female and I'm 20 years old from the USA. I wanted to ask about uncertainty when you have HOCD. How do you develop tolerance to uncertainty, which is something I struggle with a lot?" Well, uncertainty is that elusive thing that we are all following, not the uncertainty, certainty. But the uncertainty is the opposite of it, which is why we are gravitating and searching for certainty, because we want to be secure. Everything in our life is about how can I secure what I love? Because everything that we love, there's a fear of losing it. So for that reason, we want certainty. We want assurance because we love what it is that we have or what it is that we are. So we are afraid of somebody taking it away because they've always been a threat of punishment. You don't do this, I'll take this away. You don't study, you get F. You can't go to the next class. You don't do this, you can't go play. So we're always afraid of something that we love and we have. Somehow it's in our program that we are frightened that something good is going to be taken away from it. That uncertainty in the world causes us to think that anything that we like, we have to now protect it. Otherwise, it might be taken away, because we've witnessed lots of good things for lots of people have somehow, one way or another, been taken away, justly or unjustly. So now it expands itself to many things that really cannot be taken away. But we have the fear of it being taken away somehow, magically, including our inclination. When the suggestion by our brain is coming due to all the factors that play in HOCD and OCD and so on, when that pops into the head, we are frightened that, oh, magically something could be taken. So that fear that is created, that we are conditioned for our survival to have this fear be part of our mechanism, a protection mechanism, we misinterpret the fear to danger. When there is a fear, there is no danger. When there's a danger, there is no fear. So when there's a fear, that means there's no danger yet. Because if there's a danger, you're not afraid. You're dealing with the danger. You're walking in a dark street. You're afraid somebody attack you, steal your money, or kill you, or whatever. But if somebody does attack you to steal your money or injure you, you're not afraid. You're dealing with it. You're reacting to it. You are in the process of saving yourself. You are fighting. You are wrestling. You are running. It's fear has no existence there. It's action, because you're in the danger. So fear always is good. In other words, everything is safe. So, but we misinterpret it. When we're concerned about something, we misinterpret it as if it can happen just because we're afraid of it. No, we're afraid of it. You got to figure out, okay, I shouldn't be afraid of it. But being afraid of something due to some suggestion by others or by your own brain thoughts, it doesn't mean that there is a danger. It just is signifying signal for you to be alert, because the job of amygdala is to protect you, to create anxiety so you can protect you. But you got to train it so it will simmer down, because it was given to you with a heightened sensitivity, because we were living in the times of the dinosaurs and animals, wild animals attacking us if we just want to get out of the shack and get some kind of a dried wood to burn and make fire, danger was everywhere. So we have this amygdala that is still heightened, and even a suggestion by our own brain of something that we are not interested in makes us overreact to the point that we just believe it so hardly that it might be true, that we have a problem getting back out of that place that we think it might be true, which is nothing is about it true. It's just a suggestion. But we overreacted, and this overreaction creates reacting parts of our body, creates our body to also react to it. And then reaction by our physical body gives us a certain kind of a false witness and evidence that this is true. Why? Because your body is reacting to it. No, my body is reacting because I actually believe the bullshit. And so my body is going into overdrive to protect me. And this action of protecting me by the body is actually turning to be an evidence for me that the thing was true. It's like chicken and the egg. None of it is true. So this uncertainty, if you train yourself that I can live in uncertainty because the whole world is uncertain. That is the natural environment that I'm living. I don't need certainty, because certainty is irrelevant. You know, why should I be thinking, it has to be certain that this will not fall? No, listen, it may fall if I don't pay attention to it. It's okay. But I'm not thinking about it falling. I'm thinking about I'm drinking this. Let me focus on what it is that I want to do. When you focus on what it is that you're interested, when you focus on what it is that you want to accomplish, when you focus that your efforts are necessary to bring something to fruition, when you focus on the present moment, which is your efforts and accomplishing what it is, naturally uncertainty will not come to the picture, because you're focused in creating and accomplishing and bringing something to fruition. And you don't have time to think about what's uncertain. You're trying to create something. Your mind is busy. Again, when the mind is trying to be finding security and it doesn't have occupation, what conjures up bullshit in order to create occupation activity, in order to, through those activities and busyness, to find security. And many of these busyness and activities can be conjured up by the brain through uncertainties, negative things, because the positive things and happiness and stuff has no lengthy occupation of business for the brain. It says, for example, the brain says, if the brain uses the train of thoughts of everything is good, great, done, no more thinking. But the brain says, there's a disease out there. You gotta watch it. Wash your hands. And say, I touched this. I gotta wash my hands. There's so many things that brain can create through a negative uncertainty versus something that is certain. It's a sunny day. I can go play golf. Done. Oh shit, I can't play golf because it's foggy. When is it gonna rain? I have to wait. Uncertainty. There's got a lot more possibility for the brain to run with it. So that's why you don't want to give a chance to uncertainty. When uncertainty comes to your mind, says, okay, whatever. Fuck it, whatever. End it. End the train of thought that wants to feed on uncertainty and make and create occupation to find security in that occupation. Don't give it that chance. Because once it starts rolling with creating thoughts and nonsense to occupy itself, to find security in that occupation, it can go in so many tangents that are all irrelevant to you and just wastes and creates anxiety for you, because you end up believing what this brain has created in the screen of your head, which you shouldn't believe any of it. It's a thought. These are thoughts, like farts. You don't analyze your, oh, I farted. Oh, what is it? What did I have? You don't. You just let it go. And that is exact same behavior that you should have for your thoughts. A thought came. Don't analyze it. Don't interpret it. What it means. Uncertainty. Oh, I touched this. Oh, it might be, OCD. Oh, HOCD. No, nothing. Thought. It suggests something. Let it be. Like a fart. You don't analyze it. You let it go in the wind. So uncertainty gives a chance to the brain to go crazy. You want to take that away? Then deal with uncertainty as if it's no problem. When something happens that is disastrous, if I'm hit by a car, I'll go to the hospital. I'll deal with it. But no sense of fearing of, what if I get hit by the car? I should now watch here, watch there. I go crazy. No, I do my best and I cross the street. The uncertainty is always there, but I'm not focusing on the uncertainty. I'm focusing on what I need to be doing right now. Watch two sides of the streets, wait for the light turn green, and then I walk on the crosswalk. That's all. I'm not focusing on the uncertainties that what things could happen and could not happen. I'm not going to feed that. I'm just going to ignore all that. Focus on my activity at the present moment. Then uncertainty doesn't exist. Because uncertainty does not exist in the present moment, does not exist when you're making efforts. Uncertainty exists when your brain is sitting idle and trying to create security by being occupied. So creates thoughts and occupation out of things that could be uncertain and brings all those and runs with the uncertainty of something. So when uncertainty show up, say, okay, whatever. We'll deal with it if it ever happens. Done. Not that, oh, what? Really? What? I should not be. No. Uncertainty. Uncertainty of what? I may fall off a horse and die. Okay. I try not. Thank you. And this insecurity and fear of uncertainty. That's why you need to accept uncertainty is part of life. What has been certain in your life? The whole life is based on uncertainty. We are accustomed, we are experts to live in uncertainty. What are you afraid of it? What has been certain in your life? You were born, you weren't certain you were going to live or not. You were not certain if you're going to get food or not, but your mom or dad fed you. You were not certain that you'll be safe from school, but you were. So we live through uncertainty already. We're expert in living in uncertainty because everything in life is uncertainty. Now suddenly you want to make a fuss out of it. You're capable of living in uncertainty. When you go to swim in the ocean, do you know if the shark going to eat you or not? You're going to swim or you're going to, what is it, drown? You have done it though, even though those possibilities existed. So you're perfectly capable of living in uncertainty because all life has been certain. What has been not certain? What has been certain in life? Nothing. So you're an expert in living in a life that is totally uncertain. So what's your fear about? We're expert to live in uncertainty. In fact, if things are certain, it's not fun really. The outcome is always makes it exciting, right? And if something happens, then you deal with it. But no sense of being afraid of anything because uncertainty is not real. It's an idea, it's a suggestion. It has no actuality. When it becomes actual, then there is no uncertainty. That's fact. So then you deal with it. Anyhow. Simone says, Meron, you're a gift of God. Oh, well, really? I hope some of that gift comes to me myself. And Yusuf Aleph says, Salam Chitori. Hello, thank you. And guys, don't forget about the protocol age, gender, where you're tuning in from. Gregory buttocks. Oh, that's okay. Which one do you like more? I don't even know what they are. I don't know what they mean. Dosti say, I would like to know if someone is playing a good game. I'm afraid I will not see it. Every match feels like an exam for me. And because I'm too stressed, I can't focus. Is this normal? Why do you care who wins? For a second, start changing your focus and goal in watching a game. Say, I want to see who plays better, and whoever plays better deserves to win. Then you relax without emotion about this team, I want to win. So all through you're anxious for them not to lose, for them to win, uncertainty of this. Just say, look, it really doesn't change my life. Whether they win or lose doesn't change. And it's just, I get happy. So why don't I just get happy from accomplishment in my own life? Why am I trying to substitute their victory versus my own failures? Instead, why don't I focus on bringing better results for my actions and my engagements in life, and accomplish more and better, so I don't need some team to win to make me feel good. I feel good because of my own efforts. So they can win or lose. I don't care. Whoever plays better, I want to enjoy the technique of the game. I don't want to give emotions. And then I'll see how the game goes, and analyze it that way. But I wouldn't care who wins or loses. Otherwise, you'll be stressed all through it because you have a certain kind of a wish for some outcome that is not in your control. So you're going to have anxiety. If it's not in your control, why should you care about it? Let's see what they do. Whatever they do, they deserve it. Thea Leah say OMG. Okay. OMG. What Thea Leah? Oh, okay. I hope I answered your question. Terminator says, haha, Meron, your examples are so funny. Yeah, well. Benjamin Lee says, that's very good, Mr. Meron. Thank you. You're quite welcome. But what for? I don't remember what the question was. And Tia Lee says, thank you. Keep getting scared. My sexuality will change even after I recover from OCD. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You're not milk. That if you stay out of the fridge, you become sour milk, buttermilk. And if you wait a little longer, you become yogurt. And then 40 or 50 days or a few months, you become cheese. Your chromosomes is not going to change the time. This is a mental glitch. It's called OCD. And it has nothing to do with your gender. It's an idea that the brain comes up with for its own glitches and malfunctions of the signaling system. And your job is not to believe it. Your job is to stick with your values. What's in line with your values? Dr. Schwartz called it wise advocate. That's where all your values and your reasoning is that keeps you whole. Dr. Phillipson calls it gatekeeper, where your values, I call it super consciousness, where you're keeping your core principles, what's in line with your values, what it is that makes you who you are, your preferences, your values, your principles. And you hold on to that, you protect that. And knowing that all these other things are just mental productions of ideas, suggestions for one reason or another that the brain does. And we are not the brain, and brain is not us. So I'm not concerned why brain makes these things, because brain makes 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. I'm not involved and interested in why it makes all those thoughts. All I know that it's an apparatus that was added to my persona that I lived for millions of years before 40,000 years ago, this apparatus of the brain changed from reptilian brain and stem brain to this sophisticated brain that fucks up just as much as it helps us. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give the my existence credits to the brain. Brain is an apparatus, is an organ, and just like intestine and anywhere else, it has mandates and it has certain characteristic and certain job to do. The brain's job is to make thoughts, so it makes thoughts. Your job is to choose or not to choose the thoughts, to see what works for you, what doesn't, to see what's relevant, what's not relevant, because you have created values. You have values based on your gender, inclination, preferences, and your decision making and your logic. What works for you? What works for the lifestyle that you have? So the brain produces all these things, but you only choose what is relevant to you. But brain doesn't know what's relevant to you. Brain is not smart. It's not your intellect. Brain is a machine. So it keeps making thoughts, hoping that one of them or some of them will be useful to you. And when it goes nuts, it makes thoughts and wants to make you believe that the thought is real. That's where you come into the picture. You're the boss. You don't fall for that shit. One of your employees, kidney, liver, intestine, brain, is talking shit. So you figure as, hey, you're making nonsense. You're going nuts. I'm going to take you to the doctor. I'm going to fix you up. I'm going to help you get back to health. So you help yourself by being aware of the glitches. And how can you monitor that? By your awareness. You see, the fact that you recognize that the brain created something that is out of the ordinary for you, that's awareness. Your awareness just alerted you that the brain is out of whack. Why? Because there is a contradiction between what the brain says and what your awareness knows about you. Because if there was no contradiction, there would be no awareness. You're aware that there is an HOCD. You're aware that there's something contrary to what you like, what you prefer, what you've always been, what you love to be, what you are. That awareness shows you there's a contradiction between who you are and what the brain is saying. And that awareness is letting you know that the brain is gone out of line. If there was no discrepancy, if you were what the brain would be suggesting, there would be no awareness. You would not notice it. But you question it. You notice it. You say, what is this? That's contrary to what I prefer. That's contrary to what I've always liked. Because your awareness seeing the contradiction. And contradiction means you're not what the brain says. If you were what the brain says, there would be no awareness of this contradiction. You would not even notice it. Like if somebody tells me, hey, you like women, there's no alarm. Yeah, I like women. There's no contradiction, But if somebody says, something else that I'm not, then the awareness is, hey, there's a contradiction. This is not in line with your values. That awareness shows you that the brain is faulty. So needs to be helped. All right. Let's go on to my pleasure, Thea. Always remember in these sort of topics, focus on experts. Dr. John Weiner, Dr. Philipson, Dr. Schwartz. These are experts in OCD and HOCD and subsets of OCD. Don't just go to regular psychologists. They don't know shit about these. Just any psychologist doesn't know about everything that has to do with the psyche. They all have their specialization, the specialities. So you got to find a psychologist, psychotherapist that is expert, specializes in OCD, subsets of OCD, such as HOCD, pedophile OCD, responsibility OCD, harm OCD, all other subsets of OCD. So, and stop listening or reading all the bullshits on chat rooms or people who have some other ulterior motives to corral you to different direction that suits them. So just go to experts. We've got 300-400 videos on this channel that has lots of thoughts have gone through it, and uh, interpretation of thoughts, and the separation. I've proven in many of my videos the separation of brain, thoughts, and you. When you understand the separation between brain, thoughts, and you, then you know you're not the brain and brain is not you. So what brain suggests doesn't concern you anymore. You just know that you got to now help it to come back to its normal function as it's normal for you. For different people, the normal means different thing. So, but whatever is normal for them, they're going to help their brain, because there are many people who are actually homosexual and they have the HOCD thinking that they're heterosexual. So it goes to all genders. It's not just for us heterosexuals. OCD and HOCD, it's a human thing. It's a human psyche's glitch. So got to learn it scientifically. Ash is here, says, believe me when I say that hand sanitization can kill 90% of the 99% of the germs and bacteria, but Mayran kills 100% of whatever he wants. Okay, okay. Ash says Mayran never sleeps, he waits. So where is the beginning of this? There it is. There's Ash's first one. It says, one thing that is certain in life is that if you do not internalize Mayron's gospel, you will be viciously beaten to death by the ugly stick. Yes, ugly stick is here. Ugly stick is here. So anyone who doesn't take good care of themselves and be helping themselves to, live with their values, and mistreats him or herself, then you're going to get a visit from the ugly stick. Of course, when travel is possible and the ugly stick uh, will have his things, which that'll never happen. So you may not see ugly stick for that very reason. All right. So and says William, okay, and Ash says, when the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks under his bed for Meron and his ugly stick. That's true. So, so heed his words and put them into action. Thank you for that, Ash. Good to hear from you. Glad you're here. And Jan's K says, hi, Meron. I recently broke up, but my problem is I'm 33. It's not a problem. It's a blessing. Because, when you compare it to, if I would be writing, I said, but my problem is I'm 65, then that could be a problem. But 33, just is half. You're just a spring chicken. So go celebrate. Stop that nonsense. My problem is I'm 33. She says, is it a she? It's Jan, yes. And I'm afraid I won't meet anyone in my life anymore because I'm too old. Oh, bullshit. You're too old? Come on now. Come on. 33? I remember when I was 33. It's just yesterday. And when I see it now, I see, wow, I was a child. Although I was not, but when you compare, you can see how young you were. So stop that nonsense. Yeah. 33, between 30 and 40, woman is the top of her game. She's beautiful, she's wise, she's educated, she's capable, she's experienced, she's hot. If she takes good care of herself, there's nothing to stop you to attract someone that you're interested in. First, you got to take care of yourself physically and mentally, then accomplish yourself with your careers, whatever it is that interests you. Then you gain that confidence in you. Then you're not waiting to be selected. You actually would be in a position of selecting. All it takes for a girl to, just maybe a smile to someone that you have interest in, and we'll come by. We'll come and say hello. We're men. All we need is a little encouragement. So you take care of yourself, accomplish yourself, bring that confidence in yourself, and present yourself as you deserve. Then use your femininity. Don't worry. You're in control. But the problem is you're waiting to be chosen. Go choose subtly. Otherwise, they make a mistake. They misunderstand. Subtly. You're the boss. Don't worry. Create the life that you want. Okay. I'm going to read this for people who are actually challenged a little bit with HOCD. Ash says, Jan, I'm 33 as well, and I was dealing with HOCD for over 3 years. I felt old and like my life was over too, that I would never have a heterosexual relationship again, let alone any relationship. Yet here I am. I've been in a committed relationship now for 6 months with a beautiful girl, 7 years younger than me. So you guys are the boss. You can switch the script, turn the script, flip the script. Just because your brain goes wacko doesn't mean you should. You are beyond the brain. You will help the brain to come back to what's normal for you, to its health. You got to help it. You're a coach. You're not there waiting for the brain to tell you what to do. You're there to see if the brain functioning well or not. If not, help it to rewire itself. It may take time, but all good things takes time. It'll be okay. Learn it. Educate yourself. Jan says, your attitude is amazing. Thanks. There you go. That's to Ash. All right, guys. It's time for me to say good night or goodbye. I've got other appointments I got to attend to. So I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and sharing a thing or two with you. Don't forget, you can always go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. I put the link up there, mindthatseekstruth.com. Make an appointment on Skype. For new clients, 1 hour appointment will get you another hour with me on the same session. So we'll have 2 hours to explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. I look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.